So, third video, final video for quite a while. Thank you for sticking around. I again have my trusty list. I got rid of the pad. I'm down to a piece of paper. We're getting into the scraps. This video is, we had bad times, good times. This is future and better times. And I want to do something like a bright sunrise or something for the thumbnail. We'll see what I can find that signals a bright future. Anyway, in this video there's two very disconnected things. The first is what, if anything, you can do to kind of move us forward or brighten the future. I got a few ideas. None of them are obligatory. And then the second one is a really big piece of news that I've been trying to figure out how to kind of tell everybody at once, and we are getting to where it's time to share this with you, and so it's a big change. It's coming, like a pretty big change, I think. And so yeah, so stick around. Now, first, and my goal is for this video, you can tell me how I did, is to keep it under 15 minutes. I'd love to keep it something like 12 if I could. All right. So what you can do to help the company move forward, number one, is just keep doing what you're doing. You just doing your sessions and your notes and whatever the arrangement we have with you is a good deal. And so just keep that up. And so you don't have to do anything else. That's you guys are all doing your part already. The second thing is to do more sessions. If you want to do kind of above and beyond for a little bit, literally the best thing you could do would be just to do more sessions. Take some more clients off the wait list if you can, and that would help. Even if you're just like, I'll just take one extra one, or I'll do a little extra. I think just number of sessions, or even if it's more sessions with existing clients, if somebody bumping somebody from every other week to weekly or something, if it's clinically appropriate, of course, but that would be helpful. So that's where the money comes from. So more of it would be obviously good. There's one that's a little goofy, and it's basically if there's somebody waiting on the wait list only for you, taking that person. If you're going to take a new client, taking people waiting exclusively for you instead of people that are waiting for just anybody, because especially the new staff, there's not as many people kind of waiting for them. And so obviously if you and a new person each wanted to take a person, if you take the person who they could take, they can't take the person that you could take. So now we got a person, there's one less session being done a week. If you take the person waiting for you and they take the person who's waiting for anybody, then 2 sessions, so that was just a little thing. Plus it always bugs me if people wait on the wait list too long, and the place that happens the most is when, and this happens with me too, like I have people that wait just for me, and we offer them other people, and they say, no, I'm gonna wait for Brad, and 6 months, 9 months go by, and I'm like, I'm not, like, I just don't have a spot right now, like, sorry. So I do try to I always try to prioritize those now for me. Anyway, the very last one in this category is of things that you could do would be anything that might get referrals to the company. So if you have a second job, another clinic and there's clients that that would be good for here, or there's something that would be a conflict of interest to you there, but you like, hey, you could Susie over at Lighted Path would be a good fit for your other kid. I don't want to see him here, or if you have friends that work at different places, and just giving them a little heads up, like, hey, we've got providers that are ready for work and stuff like that. And I think just getting referrals in general kind of coming back, because we used to have more than we needed, and now we need more than we have. And so just getting any funneling of business to Lighted Path would be great. I will say the one thing that we don't need is couples. That we just there's nobody here really wants to do couples. It's a very small group. So I'm thinking individuals, adults, teens, and kids, especially kids in Anchorage. Tamara's really wanting to get full there, and we have a little bit of space for kids in Wasilla. Um, so anyway, but that would be very helpful. All right, what are we doing on time? 5 minutes. All right, this gives me 6-7 minutes to do the other piece. So that's that. Wrapping that up. New topic. This is the big news. We've been building up to this for quite a while, and it's gonna be new to virtually every one of you except for the admin staff. We're changing the name of the company, and I'm excited about it. And it's a good name. It's a good change. I like it. It's also a change, and many of you know people don't always like change, and that's okay. And if you don't like change, if you don't like the new name, that's all right. That's common. My one request is give it a chance and let it grow on you if it grows on you. And the reason that I say that is because that was my kind of experience with this name too, is I didn't like it at first. I didn't hate it. I just was like, it's kind of dull. It just didn't seem interesting to me. The more that I've worked with it, the more that I really like it. Now I really like the name. And it feels, I've been using it for quite a while. So a little backstory is we've had this name picked out for almost 2 years now. When we started working on that website that's taken so long, that was a part of this rebranding process that we paid a really solid design team to help us with. They generated a whole bunch of ideas and then a bunch of logos. We worked the logo down. So we got a new name and a new logo, new website. That project got hung up on the website, which is important because that's the domain that our emails are going to be connected to, right? And so it just kind of hung up everything, which is frustrating. But let me tell you about it. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say before I told you the name. Basically, that's it. You don't have to like it. I hope you do. You will. I think you will eventually. Oh, I know what it was. The name of the company actually there's a real functional element to switching the name. It wasn't just wanting a change. I've wanted a change for a while because Lighted Path Therapy Services, LLC is a sentence. That's a long thing. It's too long. And it's very specific. It's therapy services, right? We want a name that's flexible, that we could diversify. Like if we had a dietitian come on board, if we had a massage therapist, a psychiatric med provider in the future, more testing, we want to be able to be a little more flexible in having departments, having a name that's versatile, that kind of thing. Also, something that's a little shorter. Lighted Path Therapy is a name I came up with when I was running an office 1 day a week in Palmer when I had a full-time job. I didn't anticipate the company getting this big. I always hoped, but I didn't, but it was like this. It was just something I kind of came up with. So the new name is a continuation of the theme of Lighted Path. So it's not Lighted Path we're getting rid of. We're actually still keeping it alive. It's going to be the parent company, and this new thing will be doing business as will be how it's structured, because it's way too hard to kill a thing and start over. But also just in spirit, it is a continuation of Lighted Path, and so it's a word in the theme of light as the metaphor still. So we're keeping with that. It is a continuation, the next, you could see a version 2.0, the next generation, the whatever you want to, whatever kind of feels good. And so you guys, you're ready for it. The new name of the company is Glint, like a glint of light, like a glimmer, glint, and that's it, Glint. We have I think a really beautiful logo for it that we'll let you guys see really soon. It's going to be on new business cards, going to be on the buildings, all this kind of stuff. This has been in process for a long time. We really this has like, because I'm thinking about how we're just telling you like we got to shore up and not spend money and all this kind of stuff. This predates all that. We this was in motion and paid for a long time ago. So we're gonna be Glint, and it'll be a lighted path therapy company. You know, it'll be officially. We've already done the legwork on how to transition our. You'll have a new email address eventually, and it'll be like for me, it's gonna be Brad at myglint.com. Yours will be like, you know, Billy at myglint.com or Susie at myglint.com. Much shorter. We couldn't get glint.com as the domain, unfortunately, because it was purchased by one of those people that buys what likely to be company website names and then sells them for $60,000. They wanted something outrageous for it. I think it was like $50,000 or $60,000 they wanted us to. And so they kind of hold it for ransom, and you can buy it from them. And we just said, nah. Bought MyGlint for like $500 or something. We gotta. So anyway, I wish it was just Glint.com, but we got MyGlint is really close. But anyway, so we're changing the name of the company to Glint. We got a new logo. I know I kind of said all this new logo. I'm just recapping. New logo, new signs. You'll get new business cards. Although people aren't using business cards as much, but it'd be kind of fun to have a few. Easier email. We've already worked out the kinks with how to transition. So your old emails go to the new one. It's going to be through the Hushmail system. We can keep both active and all going into the same inbox as long as you need. They were like, we can kind of do this for a year if you want or whatever. So plenty of time for those things. I don't have a real specific date, just like for the website. We got to get it all tuned up first, and then we'll find time to like a launch date for it, maybe May 1st or something like that. We'll start. We'll put some stuff out in the lobbies. Start letting clients know that if they see this, it's the same company, same. The rates are staying the same. Your pay is staying the same. Just everything's staying the same. This is just a kind of an aesthetic thing. All right, 12 minutes in. I'm going to wrap this up. More than in the other videos, I would love your feedback on this, and I really mean it this time more than I've ever meant it. If you hate Glint, tell me. Like, I want to hear that, or tell Mike, or tell Liberty, or somebody. If you love it, tell me. Please, that's great too. If you're like, tell me. That's how I was. I just kind of was like, it's okay. That was my 2 cents for a long time. I want to hear it, especially if you think we're making a disastrous mistake. We haven't done it yet, so you could talk us out of it probably. So just let us know. We this is one of those things that feels like it's happening to you a little more than most things here. It's a decision that was made behind the scenes that you didn't know about, and now it's happening. So I am curious how that affects you guys, because Lighted Path was the name of the place that you work, and even though all the other things are staying the same, I'm hopeful that you guys are able to get excited about it. I understand if you don't, and so just want to hear that. All right, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you so much for sticking through all these videos. I know it's a lot, and I'll talk to you guys later.